you want to ask me any SEO questions, you can ask me whatever, really. Within reason, of course. So let's see. I've done this software in a wee while. So let's see how's that. Okay, I can get my thing showing. Let's see. Just see if you can see my screen. So I haven't used this in a wee while. It might be a wee bit flawed this time, but let's see. In case you wonder what I'm using RestStream.io. So let's see what we can get. I should have some way to share my screen. It's been a wee while since I've used this one. But I should have something. Is that how to share my screen, I think? Yeah, that's cool. So I can share my screen, show you what I'm seeing as well. Okay. I just want you to be able to see what I can see. It would normally be probably better webinar, but let's get into it. I was setting up a bit quick. So you should be able to see what I can see here, hopefully. Let's see if it's working. I always really wait around to see what questions you want answered as a whole in the software. I haven't used RestStream that much, please note, so I'm probably making a few mistakes now, or have made some. But it seems to work pretty good as a whole. I got it from AppSumo before, and I don't really have any issues or complaints so far. It seems to do a job for streaming YouTube or Facebook or wherever you want as well, to be fair. I believe as well we can chat within the software as well, which you probably can do. I suspect you can chat to me or ask me whatever here as well if you want. Not really a SEO fact, but either way, Casey broccoli soup's amazing. If you've never had it, I'd strongly recommend you try it. It's amazing. Ashley Ainsley, a really amazing Caribbean chef, makes some. If you've never had it, try it. It's amazing. Trust me. I'm someone who hates broccoli, but I love the soup. Just a general sort of weird fact to say. I don't know everything about SEO. I'm not going to tell you some theory I know everything, but I do generally have a good grasp of on-page SEO, off-page SEO, website designing, programming areas I generally know quite well. Okay, sure. Yeah, we can do it. Well, I'm just going to show you one of my sites. Please note this site is not particularly good at the moment, but I'll show you how you do it. Either way. Hopefully you can see my screen. Let's double check and you can see. Yeah, you can see my thing. Cool. Okay, so let's get into this thing. So, how does my site look at the moment? I'm gonna get. I don't know what is my web server. If I keep deleting it, keeps appearing. So you might see it as well, but it's actually been removed. I think it's a cookie error, but you're right, it's not in the world. So, how exactly does my site look at the moment? It's sort of in the middle. It's not perfect, but it's not great at the same time. So, we're going to talk about in this video about internal link building, or simply passing the link juice around your post. Let's double check, and this one seems to have. I'll just get my little details. You can probably see what I'm doing here, but I don't really care because I'll be changing the password anyway. It's a bit of a shit one. So, okay. All I'm going to show you here is basically how to do a bit of internal link building. I'm going to explain the point, the purpose, the benefit of why we do internal link building. And we'll also be talking about how exactly we, if you like, change link building or don't do it in some cases. So I'll just log in my site. So let's just do a little check over what you can see, so you can see what I can see. This is a new site I'm setting at the moment, so it does have a few issues, it does have a few problems going on, which I've obviously got to get better. So according to that, I've got 79 users at the moment, or I've had 79 since the 4th. You can see here I've had a big spike on the 4th of May, but like everything, it goes up and down and up and down. It's like everything. Since I put up quite a lot of content in that day, that makes sense for why exactly I've got it. So let's look at the channels we're getting. So I've got 8% referrals, the rest are coming direct. So according to that, I'm getting most of my traffic is coming from the USA, then the next one's China, then I got Australia 3.3, Netherlands 1.3, others 2.5. So what does this tell us? Well, if I'm going to try to turn a site a good site, then I should be focusing my attention probably on America or potentially China. Now, if things flip around, let's just say China goes to, just say for argument's sake, Chinese people make up say 70% of my traffic, then I should try and get an affiliate provider who's going to be able to allow me to sell a product or service to the, if you like, Chinese-based people. Double checking it's working okay. Okay, so let's go into our internal link building or structure, depending on what to call it. And in case you're wondering what exactly is the, if you like, point of this site, well, the point of this site is basically, it's going to be a general, if you like, news site, like Huffles, Forbes, something like that. But if I want to make a site better, then I need to do some internal link building. That is one of the basic principles of, if you like, how to manage sites right. So I'm going to show you simple ways. Let's make sure I haven't got any more questions. Let's complain ourselves if we are also seeing these kinds. So do you think these days Google's putting more sites, so we're seeing these kinds? Yeah, I get what you mean. Yes, you're talking about the whole principle of when Google does like a test to your site. Yes, Google tests sites very often. For example, let's just say you were on page 1 for something. You're on page 1 for, say, 100 different keywords. Google itself decides, for whatever reason, I need to test your site. So Google tests your site, and they decide for some reason your site's not good or not as good as they think. Say your stay time is only, say, for your site visitors is, say, 10 seconds. So they decide to swap you with whoever's on page 2. That is a possibility of things which does happen sometimes. I have found myself, I'm pretty sure, a couple of times that one of my sites failed. Obviously, I had to do better. The reason why I think one of my sites failed is in regards to what I think I remember. I think I had too many affiliate links. I think that was the reason my site wasn't that good. I think it's coming up with a major update. Google kind of always have updates going on. It's just one of those things, unfortunately. I mean, I'll be completely honest, it's not going to, I doubt, change anytime soon. You basically just like always, you've got to focus on your on-page improvements and your off-page improvement. On-page, focus on the speed, your design, your structure, your internal link building, your font, your pictures, your images. Think about a site like this. Let's just say we're gonna have run a shop today. We want to basically make sure as many people buy our products. Let's just say, for argument's sake, we're selling antiques. Me and you are all selling antiques together. We want to try and get maximum customers for our antique shop. So we need to try and make sure things look clean, professional, tidy. We need to make sure everyone looks smart to attract high-end customers, so we got to wear a suit and a tie or a lady a formal dress. That is really what you should think about when it comes to website designing or SEO. You've got to make it look as good as possible for your site visitors. You're going to say, this is a really good site, I'll stay on longer. If not, they can leave. You have basically, I think it's only around, I think it's like 5 seconds to impress someone on a website. Are these tools lying? Because I see keywords defining batch. Yes, that's definitely correct. You're definitely correct, Pets Narcy. But it's not. Well, it's not so much they're lying. They don't have the data. Even Google itself doesn't have the data. The best way to explain it is like this. Let's say a site has 1,000 traffic. Ahrefs might claim they have 250 per month, but you know your site gets 1,000 traffic per month. So Ahrefs will claim you're getting 250. Moz might say 200. Majestic, or sorry, I should go SEMrush. SEMrush might claim it's 400. So we're all getting different data. So who is right? The only person can say is you, because your server itself, if you check his server data, will show you things like this. Everything you get regarding data, whether it's similar, I think similar business or Alexa when it's still going, would just give you an estimate. I mean, for example, one of my sites, according to Ahrefs, only ranks for 15 keywords. In reality, my site ranks for 200 keywords as a whole. It's just like a guess. It's not their fault, to be fair. It's more an estimate. Everything you do is a sort of a judgment call on how much traffic they guess to get. For example, let's just say a new product's created today. Just call it, for argument's sake, this. Just call it Apple. That's dumb. Apple Man. So let's just say we're selling a new product called Apple Man. So what exactly is our product? Well, our product is a new piece of technology. Let's just call it a tablet computer. So we've created this new product. The product will be released into the market 3 months from now. So according to Google, our brand or our name has no value behind it. So according to them, we get zero traffic, which is probably Ahrefs or SEMrush would say, or nothing potentially. So we actually find out we've done a lot of promotion, so we then get 1,000 people going to our site per month. That means Ahrefs and other things will probably not update in regards to that thing. So it will keep saying you get zero traffic or I get zero traffic because they don't have enough data to support if this is going to be a profitable keyword or not in most cases. I've seen website improvement after free but we get hit. What do you suggest we should do for you? I've seen websites free but get hit never came up. Okay. We have several websites. I understand that. Yes, I see. Yes, that makes sense. Okay, so you're wondering when you perform a 301 direction, you basically have a site for argument's sake which ranks for, just say, for argument's sake, 5,000 keywords. It ranks for 500 keywords. For some reason, your site gets a Google penalty or some sort of Google problem. So, just call it Google problem, so I'll spell penalty wrong. So it gets a Google problem. You then decide to say, okay, my site's quite good, but I've still got a problem with it. I'm going to redirect it to just call it our site. Just call it site B to make it simple. So I'm going to redirect it to site B. So you, in theory, get the link juice from the other site passed from site 1 to site 2 or site A to site B. That means, in theory, your rankings will go up, but Google itself can, in some cases, pass a penalty or report problems with it. If you want to do things right, I would recommend, if possible, you get the issue sorted for the first site. This could mean you have to study for a week, a month, you got to pay someone to do it or something else. You would be best to focus on improving or fixing the issue with the site. This could be things with regards to speed, this could be you got an on-page issue, this could be you got a link problem, this could be something else. That would be my advice to you. Try and fix the first site. Then you might decide for whatever reason. I think we spoke before, if I remember correctly, about this. If so, I would just kind of go back to what I was sort of thinking before. You really need to fix the issue, whether it's an on-page issue or an off-page issue. If you can, check out your search console. See if there's any error messages going. Check out your analytics console. Is there any issues going? For example, let's just say your site loads 10 seconds, for example, purposes. Maybe that was the cause. So, if you get it down to, say, 2 seconds, then your site problem potentially could go away. A proper way to redirect. The best way to do it, I would say, is you do it from within your domain provider. You can get help from people like, say, Pork Buns. You can get help from people like Namecheap, GoDaddy. But GoDaddy, I wouldn't recommend. They're not good. I don't like them, but some people do. I would email your website host, such as, I'm quite a big fan of these people, Internet BS. By the way, I'm not joking or taking the piss. Internet BS is actually name. I think it comes from Barbados, I think I remember correctly. So where BS comes from. Internet BS can help you name Silo, Namecheap, Pork Buns. There's many other people such as names.co or .com. They can help you as well. Email your website, your domain provider, asking for help, and they should be able to help you regarding your 301 redirections or other redirections you can get. So I'm going to go back to something else we have to. This is something we know. Yes, that's sometimes the case, unfortunately. You have to work on improving, if you like, the conditions of a first site. Google itself, since around 2 years ago, has basically dropped the index rates from this sort of level to this, to this, to this. It's an open debate reason why. Maybe Google's servers are full, maybe it's to cut cost, or maybe it's to improve the quality. I don't honestly know without more information. But you have to sometimes just go with Google. For example, JavaScript itself is a powerful, amazing piece of software, language, whatever you want to call it. If my site can't get indexed, if I remove the JavaScript on my poster page, I have seen it happen, but my index rate will go from say a week to a month. Sorry, from a say I couldn't get index for a month. If I move my JavaScript, that could get me index within a day. Then, once Google has indexed your post, your page, or whatever you're trying to index, put the JavaScript back on, then resubmit a sitemap or resubmit the post to Google one way or another through pinging or things as a whole. Let's check what we've got. Is there any questions in Facebook I'm missing? Okay, let's see. Double check. And I'm going to show you some internal things since you were asking about structure. This is something which people don't often talk about, so I'll show you this as well, because I think it's a good idea. Okay, you can hopefully see what I can see. So, why exactly do I have categorize in my site? Why don't I just have everything as uncategorized or everything as, for argument's sake, news? Well, the reason for why is this actually makes your posts easier to find for your site visitors. It also makes things a bit more organized. For example, in school, you'd have in the past, you'd have, when you're in high school or other places, you'd have a folder for, say, English, a folder for Urdu, a folder for Hindi, a folder for religious studies, a folder for, say, if you like accounting, a folder for history, and all your subjects. So try and think about things like that, how to organize things better so your average man or woman can find your data easy, like categories. So I'll show you how this can be done to make it simple. Okay, so this is just 2 hours. Now you probably notice at the moment I've got no affiliate links in because I'm still, if you like, designing sites. So I'll open these 2 for you, and you should see some facts about internal link building to show you how it's done a bit. So you can see like there, any good mobile phones, if it quicks out, that goes to this one. Again, if it goes to that one, it goes back to our article. So what is the point of internal link building? Well, it's like a river. When you're basically have, say, 10 houses, you got 10 houses, you've got to basically spread the water so everyone gets enough water for food, all the rest of it. That's the same as how link juice goes. You have to spread the link juice around or spread the power of the links to boost your rankings. In the case of this, by me connecting these both together, that means each of these articles can pass the link juice around. For example, 5 guest posts attached to the site. I got 5 to attach to that one. So if I attach these both together, that means in theory, both these posts will have 10 guest posts worth of power to spread around. Or then obviously more power going. This is the point of internal link building, to make things more easy for people to process. And as well, with regard to searching, this is how people should be able to find your post. If they want to find a specific one, if it's in category, this. Let's see what happens. Have you noticed the mistake I made? Well, I'll show you. We need to go into that one because we can see this one has not been categorized right. So all we do is edit our post. Okay, so what do I need to do now? Well, I've got to make sure that's in the right category. It seems to be. So it must be that one. But if you have any issues with these things, sometimes they don't get updated. We just do like that or tick like that to put into our categories. So I need to go into everyone and see if this will update it. It could be a problem with a quack or the cookies, but let's just see if it'll work this time. It could be, okay, let's see. I'm just going to double check. So what do I need to do now? Well, if I'm not seeing the right data, then I can fix it by simply doing my quack again. How do you okay? How do you perform evergreen keywords? Evergreens. Yeah, let's double check a quack and I'll get into it. It's a bit. Actually, I'll do that. You'll get that I do. No, actually, I'll do a quack to show you how it's done. So I need to go into my WordPress Super Quack. So I can see here I got recommended. I can test my quack to see if it's working or not. Ping OK. So that looks pretty good. And by the way, don't use that as a terrible software. Jetpack can be very bad when it comes to speed, particularly. Okay, so I'll go into your questions now, and that should be working. So, how do you perform an evergreen keyword results? Need a bit in-depth guide. A bit evergreen. That's if I'll just go into it a bit. By evergreen, I take it you mean you want something that's a high-end niche. For example, insurance, cars, or something, or say drugs, like drug rehab center, or gamble. Okay, so if you want to do this niche, I'm going to be completely honest. You will need a lot of money. By a lot of money, you'll need around 10,000 to 50,000 per month. Please note, I'm not buying or joking. If you want to rank in high-end niches or evergreens, you will often need big money, or if you want real estate as well. The main thing if you want to do this, you will need a serious budget. By a serious budget, you'll need you'll need a steady amount of income to do things. Can I reply? Yes. Okay. A bit of a steady budget to like 10,000 to 50,000. You will need a good solid plan. For example, find affiliates or clients who can pay you enough. I will spell affiliates is a bit of a weird word wrong. I'll just get that corrected. Okay. PPC would be good as well, such as AdWords, Facebook potentially, Instagram, or other paper quick advertising things. There is other ones as well, but people don't often talk about them. But AdWords should be good enough as long as your niche or niches is allowed in your system. That would be my best advice to you. You also need as well to realize, can you afford to do this? Because if you can't, regarding evergreen stuff, it's going to be quite hard for you to do the, if you like, rankings of it in regards to your keyword stuff and all the rest of it. Because, for example, you might have a goal to get, say, £10,000 sales per month. Just say 10,000 AdSense. So, as a general rule of thumb, for us to get to this or costs or sales wise, we'll need to spend between 500 to like 3,000 per month to get to that sort of target goal, or potentially more if you, as long as you don't make mistakes. If you make mistakes, then you go for 4,000, 5,000, and so on. The costs of online businesses are cheaper than a traditional business, such as a food shop, a restaurant, a cafe, a law practice, that kinds of stuff. But it still costs money to do things in most cases. So be aware of these sort of things. So, see who else has got to answer questions. Okay, how will you? So if you want to rank for best graphics, should I cover the info queue? Supported. Reply. Okay, if I want to rank for best graphics, should I cover? Yes, that's a good idea. I would do. You definitely do what you're saying. That sounds a good idea to me. If you're wanting to do things like, for example, purpose, you have like your main article, just got article 1, which has got, say, argument's sake, 2,000 keywords. 2,000 words. What was I saying? 2,000 words. Then you have 2 supporting articles of, say, 500 to 1,000 keywords to interlink all 3 together, or the 2 smaller ones to a big one, or a big one to interlink to 2, depending how far you want to take things. that would be a good idea to me to do. Okay, let's see. Regarding, so I've got another question. It's a good idea we create a page with thousands of words about our niche, like how to guide, and we put all our words on the page of some work in terms of suitable links. Yes, I would say it's a good idea, but with regards to what you're saying about thousands of keywords, are you meaning like this? 100,000 words in one page, which seems a bit overkill, or are you meaning like, say, for argument's sake, actually I'll make it smaller to make it more simple, make it better sense. Let's just say you got 20,000 keywords in your post. That could be your, say, goal. It would be better to me to have a blog post or a post page in WordPress like this. Each article has in total 1,000 words, or 2,000, doesn't really matter. Just say 1,000. So we get 20 articles covering your topic or your niche. That would be a good idea to me as a whole. Topic or niche, when possible. Okay, I think that's me answered. Let's see, I think that's me got them all. Now I'll go into this to show you a bit more. I'm going to show you something you might find interesting about this thing, for how it can be a good idea to make your site more user-friendly. So in this case here, we'll be looking at purely categories in this sample to try and make things more, if you like, logical for things. Some of you will know this, but you might not. So I'm just going to show you how to do this. So according to that, my biggest niche at the moment is gamer. Sorry, business. So what does this mean here? Well, I can copy this and put this into my menu to more logical. So we can see here called custom link. So what can we do here? Well, just business, like that, add to menu. To make it simple, I'm going to put this. I decide I want to put this. This is, say, my most important thing. So quick save. Now it should be working now. So let me check my menu out. Let's see if it's improved. What's that problem with it? So someone clicks my link here. This means all my business posts come up. So if people are on my site just to learn about businesses, they can click here and find it. That means now the user experience for a person here is better. It saves them typing in business or gamer or something else, niche relevant. That means now the user experience is better for our site visitors, as a whole anyway. This question, how am I going to rank multiple articles? 100 articles have to reverse each and every to have the most of. I see you wondered about the whole reverse link building strategy. Okay, sure. 12 keywords in top 10 position. I'm going to. I see. Well, this purely depends on how many links you're talking about. Let's just say it's 100. Let's say your competitor has in total 100 backlinks. Let's just say, to make it simple, 25 are guest posts, 25 are PBNs, 25 are directory or citations. Sorry, 25 are, say, social media, such as Facebook posts, Twitter, Tumblr, LinkedIn, YouTube, all the rest of it. Okay, so if we've only got to do that, that's pretty easy. That won't take long. But if we're going to try and outrank a competitor with, say, for argument's sake, you've got 100,000 links. Let's say we got 100,000 links in total. So can we expect to do 100,000 links by ourselves or without a lot of people? It's going to be pretty hard. So the way we fix that problem is to. I'll be back and I'm just going to call you up.
Well, it's only a 10-second conversation, so I have to watch the paper fall. Well, I'm on the spot. Right. You know when I stripped your bed yesterday?
Yeah.
You know the white mattress cover?
Yeah.
You know how there's the shower screen, the blanket, and the white? The white is missing. It must be still in your room.
Somewhere.
Right. When you find it, can you get it down to the kitchen for washing? Because it just dawned on me it never got washed yet.
Yeah, sure. Right. Okay, so getting into this, you have to think about things like this. With regards to, say, it's 100,000, you want to then try and do things easier or faster. For example, let's say you can get a guest post of, for example, purposes, let's take it to the stream. You get a guest post of apple.com, which is do follow. That means you can outrank your competition with one backlink. That is something you could potentially do, or another high quality site. Don't take reverse engineering links too serious. You want to only be picking ones which are good quality, such as ones that rank for, say, 100 to more keywords. Use things like Ahrefs or SEMrush to teach you things, or other softwares as well you can use. You want to be trying to pick keywords which are worth some. Links which are worth something, not just copy every link and hope it works. Because then you'll have the problem is if you do 100,000, they do 110, they'll outrank you. They do 120, you do 110. They'll probably always be ahead as a whole. So you try and pick the high quality ones rather than taking it to. Let's see. I personally believe that 40 off your website. What's your. Yes, that's definitely true. But what it makes you have to remember as well with regard to the homepage idea, your homepage should be normally your strongest. But let's just say, just for argument's sake, your site's going to be purely a landing page. Your site is a landing page which is just to sell JVZoo affiliate stuff. So let's just go with JVZoo because that's quite a common one. So you decide your homepage is only going to sell one JV product. That's all it's going to do. So let's just say we're selling an email marketing software which sends automated emails to people, such as Lemlist if you like. I know Lemlist is not on JVZoo, but just an example for it. So we want basically just this homepage to cover it. So we don't need it. We don't need to have 50 posts, 100 posts, 1,000 posts. So we don't need to attach link juice to say our other posts or other pages. We'll just have that one page, one landing page, and one contact page, one GDPR or cookie law. That's enough. So we just need to have the homepage, the contact us, and a law about our policy, and maybe about us page. That's it. So we've got 4 pages, so we just attach all our link juice to our homepage. That's the way to do it. But if we were going to have, say, 20 posts as well as our homepage, then it would make sense to do like this. We could have something like this. We could have, say, 80% links juice going to the homepage. Then the other 20% goes to our posts, our pages, or other things we want to try and rank as a whole. And that's a basic way to probably understand it quite good as a whole. Yes, for example. Okay. Now, ask a question. Is it best to redirect page? This depends on what your purpose is. Are you trying mostly to rank up your homepage? If it is, then perform a 3 or 1 that. If your goal is to rank up for, just for say like this, let's just say you've got an affiliate site for say insurance. Let's call it car insurance. So you got an affiliate thing for say car insurance, just call it car insurance post or page, whatever. So we want to make maximum money in our insurance niche. We've got a post which covers 3,000 words in regards to insurance. So we'll perform a 301 redirection to that. By us performing the redirection, sorry, I'll spell it. That means now we've gone from ranking for 5 keywords to, say, 2,000. So that would then mean it made sense to attach our free 301 in regards to our poster page. That could then make sense. If we just want the general link just to go to our home, to go around our site, then the home page is a logical option. It kind of always depends, like everything. Let's see. That's me. Yes, that's me. I guess we answer all ones so far. See any more questions? That's you. No, it's not smells. Okay, let's see. I'll show you some other things we can do as well. Let's see if we miss it. But is it safe to direct to any of our affiliate posts? In general, it should be safe. The only way it would be a risk to you would be if a redirection site, for example, purposes has a penalty or some issue with a site. If not, there should be any issues. I've only done redirection a few times because I kind of do my own little things SEO-wise, but there shouldn't really be any issues. The only way you might have an issue would be something like this happens. Let's just say, for argument's sake, since most people generally know who Gene Simmons is, I'm just using him as an example. Let's just say I get a domain. Let's just say it's called Kiss. Just call it Kiss. KissGene.com. So, if I got a site called just say Kiss Gene, or regards to Kiss and Gene Simmons, if I start doing a site which is about him, or it was about him, Kiss the band or Gene Simmons could then try and take the domain off me or you in regards to his name being in theory used without his permission, meaning you could get an issue with that regarding copyright laws, meaning that could be a potential thing to happen. But as long as you're not taking expired domains which are copyrighted, such as Apple, Coca-Cola, PepsiCo, Bar, any basically big company, as long as you're not doing things which are wrong in theory for some reason, your 301 redirection shouldn't be an issue as a whole. To me, anyway. Okay, why is Google doing based on filter or I can hate filters doing this anyway? I see, I can understand what you're wondering about. Yeah, that's been kind of a problem for a couple of years now, so let me explain. It's not so much Google hates affiliate links, what Google hates is like this. Let's just say I've got 10 affiliate links and every one of my posts on my page. Just got 10, for example, 10 links which promote things. Let's just say we got a health site. So I got 10 links going to Amazon, 5 links going to Amazon, my Amazon affiliate, 5 links going to Max Bounty. So what exactly will Google think? Google's going to think then, all my site is about making money. I don't care about my user, so Google then might say, you know what I'll do? You're ranking page 1, I'll put you in page 2. So how can we fix it? Well, simply like this. We take our 10 links, then put it down to normal sense, like put it down to, say, free. By putting it down to free, that then means that Google could potentially allow our rankings to go up. This does not always happen, please remember, but it is something to be aware of in regards to these sort of things. It's just down to people using too many affiliate links to generate the issue, or if people promote things which Google doesn't like, such as adult content, they can have issues with, gambling can have issues some of the time, or something which is, if you like, not politically correct, or for whatever reason Google doesn't like it, that is something you could be actually can become a problem sometimes. Okay. I think that's my answer. How to increase eat? You were talking about the whole. I see about the whole authorities things. It's just really like it's lots of parts that I'm not going to get into it, but it's kind of complicated. You got to improve your on page things. You got to make your content easy to understand. For example, if I put something like this is going to sound kind of stupid. So if I was going to put some rubbish like this, that doesn't make sense. So then Google might slap us with a quality issue. So then we might lose our rankings as a potential thing to go. Currently promoting max balance. I haven't really used Max Bounty very well. In the past, a couple of years ago, I used to use Max Bounty quite a lot of things because Max Bounty in some case commissions, such as say 20, I think the max exchange is like 3,000. If you promote like courses, they do something for insurance or cars, whatever. No, I don't think you do cars, but just say courses $3,000, you get a commission of like that. In extreme cases, or let's just say I think you do Bitcoin still or virtual currencies, you can get paid big money to promote your things. In some cases, I don't really use Max Bounty at the moment, but they used to be pretty good in the past when I used them. I had a guy I used to speak to. I can't remember his name. He had glasses. He was very friendly. I think he was American, but I can't really remember. It was a few years ago the last used Max Bounty. But I'm sure there shouldn't be much of an issue with regard to proving things. Max Bounty can be anywhere. In the past, I got approved instant. We had if you like, a pretty good relationship. Everyone was going good, and then for whatever reason, shut my account down. I don't know why, but I don't really care. It's not in the world. I tried rejoining them, but didn't accept me, so I just thought, okay, I don't care. I'll go somewhere else. Yes, you definitely get higher commissions in Max Bounty. That's very true. You get a lot higher commission compared to Amazon. It paid tiny money in most cases. Walmart doesn't really pay much. eBay doesn't pay much in most cases. So you would be better with Max Bounty than, say, Amazon in most cases. The big advantage of Amazon affiliates is you can basically sell anything. You can sell food, you can sell drones, you can sell ebooks, you can sell music, video games, basically any product in the world, more or less, even jacuzzis. If you were going to do something like that, but with Amazon can be kind of funny and weird. You could be working at Amazon, let's say you make 2,000. Let's just say you make £2,000 today, or 2,000 a month, whatever. So you make 2,000 a month, you think, okay, everything's great. I'll get my payment 2,000. So you then get an email of Amazon saying your account's banned. And you're like, so why? They do. I haven't used that about every well. They do have some limited, but they do still good ones. Yes, Amazon definitely. I heard they put it up. I don't know about Amazon. I never really liked them, but some people do. But just for example purposes, you could say £2,000 by Amazon, or $2,000, $5,000. It doesn't matter. So you make your, if you like, money in regards to the £2,000 in regards to Amazon as a whole. So you make your £2,000. You then wake up the next day and Amazon says your account's banned. So you're like, why did my account get banned? You contact the support and you're like, oh, you broke a terms and conditions. So you're like, okay, what terms and conditions did I break? Can you please tell me? So then you have to try and contact them, try and email back and forth. It often goes nowhere. They'll say, oh, I don't know. I need to ask someone else. So you keep asking and asking. Then you waste like 6 months trying to get £2,000 and you just have to give up. For example, I've had friends lose £10,000, £5,000, $3,000. Lots of people. That's why I don't really recommend in regards to Amazon. It's too risky. as a whole, and I don't really trust, to be blunt, Jeff myself, but if you want to go Amazon, then I wish you great. I noticed a site based on AI is very bad reputation, even opposite, but there's better search appearance. Not just something I'll just both answer. I'll just answer both your questions sort of together since they're similar. Okay, so why exactly is AI or Ali content? Okay, yeah, okay, idea. Okay, so why exactly is Ali content seen as bad or AI? Well, it goes back to sort of a few things. You may not realize that AI content itself, this is not something which some guys just made last week or month. AI content or AI sort of systems, depending how far you want to take the concept of AI, it's been around here for about 10 years, maybe more. I don't know the exact date it was all founded, but it's been something which I've used or spin content for a while. When I first started search engine optimization about 10 years ago, it was a very common practice to use spinning software such as Best Spinner, Word AI, many ones. It doesn't really matter for all, but let's just say, let's go Best Spinners, for example, for us, or the Best Spinner. I wouldn't recommend any more, but let's just say we use that. Okay, so we got 100 words. So anyway, our article is about car. So we have the word car in it. For example, car. So how will Best Spinner make it you? It'll be like this, car. That'll be apparently unique. It's not. But this is why spinning or AI have bad reputation, because it often produces rubbish. Not always. But one of the things that people don't realize with regards to AI is basically a judgment call. The software itself is not designed to understand fully how we understand English, how we understand French, Russian, German, Spanish, Hindi, any language in the world. It's designed to process information you put into it. So, for example, if it only knows 10,000 words, let's just say I put in one word it doesn't know. For example, let's say I put in a word it doesn't understand, just for argument's sake, just call it chicken tikka for example purposes. Or tikka. Just say it's never heard the word tikka. So it'll be like this. I don't know what tikka is. What is it? Is it a drug? Is it a food? Is it a car? Is it a cabbage? It doesn't know. So it makes the judgment call and then decides tikka is a drug. So it now processes 1,000 words about a tikka drug which doesn't exist. Which then they think tikka and cannabis is the same thing, so it does an article about that. So then we then get rubbish which we can't use. That is really the main issues with AI. You have to read the article, process information to make sure it's good enough. When I use AI software, when I use myself, it has many issues with it regarding being able to tell right and wrong. So you always need a human in most cases to check it. Is the article right grammar wise? Is the article making sense? Is the article relatable? Does it look stupid? Does it look smart? If you have a high quality AI software, you can get a site ranking for 100 words, 10 keywords, 1,000, it doesn't matter. For example, one of my own AI themed sites, I'm ranking for I think about 70 keywords at the moment. That's not great, but either way, I can still get potentially from that site. Yeah, you're right, fans. So I can get potentially from that site in the future between 50 to say max 10,000, maybe more, maybe less. That is my goal for a site, to get around 50 to 10,000 from AI site. So you can get big money from it. You do have certain people who do this full time, who make say 100, 1,000, 10,000, whatever. There's people online who are making serious money using AI. This is not people who've just started today. This is people who've been using AI, spin content, all the rest of it for 10 or 15 years. For example, I can't remember this guy's name, so I can't say the person's name. Anyway, I knew of an Indian guy. This is probably about 5 years ago. This was an Indian guy who was making between $10,000 per month. All his content was basically copied or spun content, or AI, depending on what you want to call it all. He was making that all the time. He had no issues with Google. He basically made so much money, he decided, look, I can't be bothered working, I'm going to retire. So I think he's retired now. All I can tell you about this guy is I think he was born in Mumbai, part of India. I can't remember his name, but he did do big money with AI or spin content. So you can make big monies if you're smart, if you work right and hard. Let's see if I got who I've got. This is one of my ones. Let's see. Yeah, sorry if it's a question on Facebook. And sorry if someone asked me a question. But you can make big money on AI, but you have to think about it smart. You can't just, spin up some rubbish today about, say, I don't know, for argument's sake, why a turnip is going to cure cancer. I'd just be stupid. Or why, if you drink 10 litres of water, you can apparently see into this future. Something stupid like that. Okay, yeah, sure, can do. Well, it's like everything with regard to so-called keyword research. I'm just going to show you one of my, well, it's not my software, but you get an idea. It should work in my thing. I'll spell a site wrong. It's a bit of a weird word, so I'll just show you this example of how we could do keyword research using this. I got basically an AppSumo account, so it doesn't really, if you like, matter if I use it 100 times or one. I still can use it for whatever I bought it for, like $49 before. I'm just going to log into my little account just now, and we'll do a bit of keyword research in this. In case you don't know what software is, I'll give an introduction into it. So, I would compare this more to SEMrush as like a small competitor. It's not as good as SEMrush, but it's still pretty good for a software I bought for $49. So at the moment, it only works for USA, UK, Canada, Australia. They have made impressive improvements. I will credit them where credit's due, such as that thing was released about a year after I bought it, and they are making regular updates. So in the future, maybe this will be a really good software. So let's just say I'm in, say, the health. So let's go with health. So I'll type this in so I can see health Australia, health that. Okay, let's go with men's.health. Let's say we want to try and rank this. Sorry, we're unable to find PPC data for men. So, okay, we're not doing PPC, so it doesn't matter. We can see according to them, there's nothing. It doesn't give you everything, so I'll just put a better one. It's probably not processing it right, so let's go with health.com instead. Let's see what this thing gives us. Okay, so that's a bit better. So, according to that, health.com, according to them, gets a search traffic of 26,985. Now, it's probably more than that, but I want you to aware even shows wrong data. Again, according to that, it's 6,585 keywords. Again, it'll be ranking for a lot more than that. Bing again, it'll be ranking for more. What can we learn? Well, according to that, it's ranking for medical systems at position from 1 to 2. So let's just double check to see if this is right or wrong as a whole. Okay, I'm going to type this in and see if this is right or not. So it's not giving us right data here. So be aware, even the softwares that tell you things are not always right. Let's see if I can find it on page 2. Maybe page 2 is the data information we need. Okay, it's going to be working for that keyword, so let's try another keyword. Or let's just do view more and see anything else. Okay, let's see if this one works or not. If it doesn't work, I'll just show you some things else instead. Okay, let's go with that one. Okay, since that's not working, I'll just show you some things. So let's just say we were trying to rank up for this keyword. We might make a management decision or SEO suggestion to try and rank in the first page of Google for the keyword phrase of best medical alert devices. So what can we use from this data to help us do keyword research or rank better? Well, we could then maybe attach, say, just for argument's sake, 5 guest posters to this keyword phrase or PBNs or whatever you want. So we attach 5. Then we're now on the first page of Google for this keyword or keyword phrase, first person Bing, potentially Yandex, DuckDuckGo, Brave, and other things. So that is something we could potentially find happen. So we could attach 5 guest posts, 5 PBNs. That could give us first page rankings. Let's just say we don't run this site. So what can we do? Well, we can use the data we learned here to try and allow us to rank more easy. We're trying to basically get something which is going to be easy for us to rank. So we're looking for things which are very low down on or don't care about. So let's just go to the furthest page to see what we get. So according to that, they're ranking 9. So maybe 9. I'll see if I find a bit better. I'll try and pick show you a bit more reason. I'll just pick car. Cars.com should give us, or just car, to make it simple. So according to that, it says they get 306,000 per month. I'd suspect it'd be more than that, but let's just say 306,000 is what our means. So we might decide this. This term could be a potentially profitable one for our car site. So we could do an article, car gurus, one word, or car gurus separate. That might be something we decide to target. We might decide we're forwarding car sites, so we could try and rank for that keyword. We're using this software to help ideas, so we might not come out with, for example, we might not come out with, say, crazy games, crazy car games, crazy man games, crazy woman games, crazy games. That is what we want to be using. We want to be using the software to help guide us to learn new things. We might decide all these keywords are too hard to rank for. If that's the case, maybe we can pick something like Carfax use. Carfax is not something many people use too much, I don't think. So that could be something we could target in our site. Maybe CarMax login. Maybe we've got a software about, say, car sites. We could then copy it into Google, copy it to our site, do an article about, say, car logins. Maybe we've got a car software which tells us the price of petrol, the price of diesel, or other costs with regards to the cars. So we could do something like that. What's the best options for commercial? Let's try. I didn't really answer quite good enough for your keyword editor. It's basically you've got to try and pick a keyword or keyword phrase that's going to make you money. For example, let's just say we get paid £200 for each product we sell. So we want to sell 5, so we can make £1,000 profit per month, just for example purposes. So for us to make that money, we need to find an affiliate provider who's going to pay us £200 commission to sell the product or service. So we find one, for example, purpose, just call it, say, I don't know, say for our sake, we're doing real estate. Real estate investment provides us one. So every time we help someone buy a house, buy a flat, buy a car rent, or some other real estate sort of thing, we could then use a logical decision to say, this is a niche we want to promote. We work out as well, it's going to cost us in total to rank up the site in, say, dollars. Let's just say it's $20,000. So it's going to cost us $20,000. So according to that means at that sort of estimate, it will take us approximately 20 months to cover our costs. So 20 months means the first year and part of his and most of his next year. But let's just say we can get up to, say, $2,000 per sale. So if we can get up to, say, $2,000 per sales per month, we could then work out we'll be in profit within 1 year, or we'll be in break-even stage in, like, say, 10 months potentially. So that's what you should be trying to work out. If you do these sort of things, you should generally be able to make a profit, but this, of course, depends on your investments you've got available, how much work you put in yourself, if you learn right or if you learn wrong. If you learn wrong, then I'm afraid things go messy. You want to be trying to learn the best way you can do things in regards to SEO as a whole. What's the best off page? Rank commercial articles here for almost 20 articles. Best off page, rank commercial. Well, if we're gonna go best, is like everyone's debatable, but if we're gonna go best to best, let's just say you got 20. You got, as you said, 20 articles. So okay, so like this. So we've already got our foundation links done. This includes our directory sites, our social media things: Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, and YouTube. We've also got our citations done. We've also got a few Web 2.0s going. We got some form links. We got some profile links. So we got all our foundation links done. Our foundation links is perfect. So now what do we do next? Well, we've got to attach some good quality links. So for argument's sake, let's do it like this. Since you picked 20 articles, let's just make it simple. So I decide I want to get 20 guest posts for my site. This will be my main link juice or main power. So I do like this. I do, say, 10 to my homepage. 10 to my homepage like this. 10 guest posts. Okay, what do I do with our 10? Well, I attach 10, say one guest post to each of the 10 articles I want to rank the most. Then, from that, we then attach our 10 with link juice to the other articles which don't have link juice. Then we spread the link juice around, allowing us to rank more easy. That would be the best way I'd probably cover in regards to that as a whole. If you're going to do it like that. I think that's been answered that well enough. You could also do it PBNs, but if you're going to do PBNs, make sure it's some high quality people. There's a lot of people all around the world who sell rubbish PBNs. This includes public domains ones or private domain PBNs. I'm not getting into the argument of what's better, what's worse. It's complicated. How many free? That's a good question. Well, it's like everything. It really depends on your site. I mean, for example, if my site's been built today, then once which UMAR? Sorry, which UMAR? I don't know which one you're talking about. If you do a site today, then one redirection is sufficient to me. If your site's say older, for example, purchases 1 month, 2 months, that's wrong. Let's say your site's 2 years old. 2 years old, it ranks for say 10,000 keywords. So if I prefer 1 or 2, it should be okay. But you have to realize Google itself is not going to allow you to do 100 redirections, 50, 60, 70. You have to do things a lot of respect to. 1 to 10 would probably be max. For example, on my site, I would only do 1 generally. Ah, nice. You can use PBNs yourself, but you have to... 9 inspired relevant to my site. Can I do... that seems a bit too many. I would more recommend like this, 1 to 5. If your site's say 1 year old, then 1 to 2 to me be a safe amount. But if you put it too high, that can give Google reasons to suspect you're trying to, if you like, boost the authority of your site unnatural. So they could disindex your site in extreme cases, or potentially give you a penalty in extreme cases. I'd recommend 1 to 5 is the max I would go for most cases. You generally want, if you get a site, if you want to get things cheaper or faster, then buy an auction domain. Buy an auction domain for like say 100 to say a max like 1,000. 100 to 1,000, that'll boost your rankings basically instant. Guest post operation horrible. Oh yeah, that one's quite easy. Well, you basically need to submit high quality information. You have to basically email each news reporter or website owner. You basically have to custom email each person, such as if you want a health article, you got to respond to that. Give them content like this, 50 to say 100, just say 50 to 1,000 to say like 2,000 keywords. Sorry, 2,000 articles worth of content. That is what you have to do. You have to basically watch what they're saying to get things right. You need to try and make sure your articles you're doing is right or whatever you want. For example, if I've got a health site, I don't need something about insurance. If I've got an insurance site, I don't need something about dog food. You have to read all the things they put in their horrible posts to learn new things. You have to try and go with them. You could send one email, it could get a guaranteed yes. You could send 10, you get a yes. 100 and get yes. It purely depends on how good you are at emailing and how relatable you are to each person. For example, I'm not going to write an article covering why I'm the leading expert of asthma because I don't know enough about it and I'm not a doctor. So you have to try and do things which you can do yourself. That is the best way. You've got to try and make sure your information you're saying is correct. It makes sense. For example, if you're a crypto expert, then send them a 1,000 article covering what you believe is going to happen next regarding to say Luna, Dogecoin, Bitcoin, or some other crypto. You have to try and relate to each person you're doing it. You can't use automators, which often make your account get banned or you have problems. And that's the best way I can explain it to you. It really depends what you mean. I mean, you can do guest posting, you can do PBNs, you can do forums, you can do profile links, you can do Web 2.0s, social media, infographic, image links. That's basically the main way people do link building. You get other ones as well, but that's the main way to do off-page SEO work in general, as a whole anyway. Yeah, I think I answered your questions. One thing I also like to cover regarding Haribo is you could argue Haribo is actually a press release link. Not always, but quite often. The reason why I say it's more like a press release is you're basically trying to, in some cases, deal with a news reporter. This could be a news reporter in the UK, this could be a news reporter in India, it could be a news reporter anywhere in the world, more or less. So because you're dealing with that, you could argue the links you get in most cases are actual press releases. For example, we might go on, say, Fox News or Fox TV, Fox whatever. We might go on Sky.com or something else in extreme cases. You also, as well, in regard to Haribo or Sourcebot or other places, you often get things which you may have never experienced before. For example, I've been in an Australian radio show before where I talked about crypto. You can appear in TV shows in some cases as well. This could be an online TV show, or this could be a physical one, like this Channel 4, a Netflix sort of show, if you like, or something else. Well, sorry, not Netflix show, but like a TV channel, media company, whatever you call them. That is something which could happen. Now, if you're shy or you don't like speaking, this may not be suitable for you. But if potentially you could pay some money to speak for you, who will just do the work for you, if you can't. But if you want to do it, and just go for it. If it doesn't work, no problem. But the advantage you have for hardware things is they're basically always for free. It can be free in the health niche, it can be free in insurance niche, in crypto niche, or anything else more or less. I don't think Haribo has adult things. I could be wrong, but I don't know if I've ever noticed any adult ones. I don't think they do gambling either, but I guess there must be something gambling related on it. I don't think they do really drugs, but they might do something. Should we do keyword research or bank linking ourselves, or are we kind of fruit? Well, this is like everything. This depends on you. If you can do keyword research yourself or back yourself and do it. But one of the things I would recommend, there's only so much every man woman can do per day. So it can be a good idea to hire a freelancer to do jobs for you, a SEO agency like my one or someone else's. No else, no raspberry. I would kind of agree and disagree. The reason why I say I kind of agree and disagree is when it comes to people in SEO, I often find people make mistakes. I can make a mistake, you can make a mistake, we can all make mistakes. It doesn't really matter who, but if we're doing everything ourselves, we're only looking at our eyes, through our eyes. You might say something on my site, and you say this is terrible. I'm like, wow, thanks, I never knew that. So hiring some people to do it for you can open your eyes to other things. For example, it was about, what was it, like 7 years ago, I got a really good suggestion from someone who basically suggested to me I stopped doing websites in full hypertext markup language and just use WordPress. So I started doing that. I still use WordPress, of course, but I'm using more other software, or other scripts nowadays. But I didn't learn it until I hired someone to show me. Can you quickly add a website which is suffering from low income but high quality? Quickly. You can, but you have to be aware as well. If you do things too quickly, Google itself might only take notes like a week later, a month later. It depends on how quick Google is seeing your site change, and it depends on how big Google's index budget is per month, per year. For example, let's just say you used all your, if you like, your index in Google will allow you for a year. That would mean you'd in theory have to open a new search console, a new analytics account, or something else to get them to process your information, or you'd have to get a guest post of a high quality site such as Forbes.com or something else. But you can potentially fix a mistake on your site quite quickly, then you might find your rankings is back tomorrow, 2 days from now, or within a week. Not always, but it can happen, you're right. You're right in some cases. And when it comes to SEO, you should be always looking for people who can do things better than you. For example, let's just say you know someone's really good at on-page SEO. You should be following this person's advice or learning from them when possible to teach you on-page. If you feel someone's the best at off-page SEO, then learn from them. You want to be always trying to learn from people who are great at something SEO-wise, website-wise, programming-wise, so you always get better and better with regard to running an online business. This doesn't matter if you've got clients or no clients. You should be always looking at something which is going to make things better, whether it's to get higher rankings in Google, Bing, or Yandex, or something else, or you want something which is going to increase your sales or your client sales. Or if you're selling leads, how can you get more leads per month? For example, you only get, say, 20 leads. If you do an on-page fix, maybe you can get 50. Sorry, I keep fucking can't say. Or 100, for example purposes. That's what you should always be looking for. How you can do things better SEO-wise, on-page or off-page alike. I want to do a live audit site through. I can do a quick one. Yeah, okay, sure. As long as your site's not, say, 1,000 articles or something like that, I can probably do it. But if your site's only like, say, I don't know, say 20 to 50 or something quite small, then I can probably do a base one. Let's see. Okay, sure. Just share me your site and I'll see what we can do here with it. Okay, just send me your website URL and get started, I guess. I'm just going to double check there's no one else sent me a message regarding this sort of stuff. Sorry, I'm doing things wrong. Okay, so tech chatter. Let's have a look. I see. Well, first of all, one thing I would say I like your image here. I like your style. The on page does look pretty good as a quick look through it. The snail icon there looks pretty. Sorry, sorry, not snail icon. The snail looks good. Let's have a look at your content. By the way, I can read quite fast in case I'm just scanning through it. Looks good. Having an offer part there looks smart. Good idea. Got your Twitter there. You got that sufficient. Your emails. You may want to put Facebook there as well as a suggestion, But if you don't feel Facebook's useful, then stick to Twitter. Okay, your content quality looks pretty good to me. You can share it Facebook, there's good. Twitter, good. Looks nice. Double check your things. I think yours is probably WordPress, but I'll just double check by reading your source code anyway, or your page source code. Just double check. Yep, you got your WordPress. Yep, WordPress, that's good. One thing I wonder is where exactly is your affiliate link, because I can't see anywhere I can click here, you'll get paid. Maybe you're still adding it in, but you want something which I can click here and you'll get paid. I'll check your other articles as well. Yep, that's good internal linking. Nice job. Yep, that looks good. Checking Amazon. Good. That looks nice. Yep, good table. Good showing costs. Looks good. Nice work. Yep, that's cool. Yep, good again. Yep, looks nice. Yep, looks good. Good. Looks nice. Nice quality. Looks professional. Yep, looks good. Data fast. RAM or storage, all the rest of it. Yep, looks good. That looks nice. Good work. Yep, conclusion as well. That looks professional. Yep, your on page seems to be fairly good. One thing I'd recommend have, which can give you professionalism, or have a contact page. You should have somewhere on your site which is going to show your contact page, because people might want to buy a guest post off you. They might want to learn more about your products or your services. Have a About Us page. You want to have an article which is going to cover something about yourself. They want something which is going to cover some facts about you, Mohammed. What I'd recommend here is leave that bit here, then do. It doesn't have to be too big or too extreme, but you'll find people will actually read your about me, about us, about you, sort of whatever you want to call it. Do a 50 to 200 word article covering yourself. This could be simply what your hobby is, it could be what's your favorite band, this could be your history, this could be your past jobs. It doesn't have to be too complicated. Just do About Us page. Put something there. This can be used to boost your business authority or your brand authority. Do something like that, and that should be quite good. I'm going to check out your stats on a couple of softwares and see what I think. If there's any things I recommend are bad or not. Okay, let's see if there's anything for USA. By the way, if it doesn't show anything, don't worry about it if you're ranking already. Okay, I'll do a Google developer as well. Okay, let's check out Google developer, see what we learn. See if your site's good or not. I always hate if we change the settings again on Google, but it's one of those things, I guess. Let's go with this. Let's go analyze it, see what we can learn. By the way, don't worry too much if it doesn't show data. Sometimes it does that. There's nothing to worry about too much. Okay, so according to that, you got 93 performance, so that sounds pretty good to me. According to your score. So according to that, your desktop is very well. Very good, nice job. But if we look at your first contextual paint, your speed index, it is a bit slow. Your time to interact is 2 seconds is good. Your total blockings is 20 milliseconds. That's pretty good. So we need to now try and work out what is giving us our server time. So we can maybe swap our theme to get us down from 3.7 seconds index to maybe 2 seconds. That's an idea you might want to consider. So serve images in next generation. So how exactly can we do this? How can we go from 87.7 kilobytes to 29.5 kilobytes? Well, we can use software like Short Pixel. Short Pixel is pretty good. We could also do that one with that one. That'll make it smaller. Avoid excessive sound. So we could work on our H3 tag. Google is basically telling you most things you need to do. First, content marks at time. So if someone was in a 3G connection, your site would struggle for them to load. So we need to use this data to learn. We need to work on our mobile. Our desktop's perfect basically, but our desktop we need to get it a bit more better ranking. Because according to Google at the moment, if your site, your competitor can load, let's just say your competitor can load within 2 seconds. Just say 2 seconds for simple words. 2 seconds, you can load in 3.7 or 2.8. That means your competitor could potentially outrank to that. Or if he's ranking 1 second, then again, so you need to work on your speed a bit. It's not majorly bad, please note, but you could do images and these sort of things. Read the data here, and I'd recommend you do a bit of work on that. That would be my biggest criticism to you here. Is mobile-wise, it's a bit slow, but desktop-wise, it's pretty good. So let's just do. Let's see some other things. Yes, footer. Yeah, so okay. So see it right. Oh, sorry. Yeah, see it. Yeah, you're right. Sorry, my apologies. Forget my dear. But if you're going to be doing it like that, you would be better putting it at the top end because most people can't be burgering to the bottom of the site. I would recommend you put your about in the top area and your contest on top area. The reason for why I'm saying that is when it comes to SEO people or website people are very lazy often. You want everything at like this level at the top. You don't want people to have to go down to the bottom of your site. By you having the bottom of the site, that potentially means they'll be less likely to contact you, less likely to trust you, pay you, all the rest of it. Try and have it all at the top level when possible. I know eBay and other people sometimes do things a bit different, but you're wanting to try and look professional, so have it on your top level of your site or your main menu when possible. Yeah, looks good. Yep. That's interesting. So actually answer your guys' question. Yep, sitemap's good. That's a good idea. Yeah, I like how you've done that. Smart. Nice work. I'm going to explain why this is a really good idea how you set your sitemap up. When it comes to sitemaps like this, people don't so much realize having a sitemap page on your site, it does a range of things. It can simply mean people on your site are more likely to use it. It can also mean as well that Google itself will find it more easy to process your information in regards to your website. So having a sitemap like this is a really good idea. That's something I recommend to you to keep doing or other people. No matter if you've got an e-commerce site, a blog site, or whatever, anything else. Having a sitemap page is a good way to look professional. It sends the right signals to Google's having that or other search engines. That's a really good idea. Good work in the sitemap is something I'm particularly impressed with. And again, that looks good again. Having your all offers, that kind of stuff, that looks smart. Smart. Yep, that's a good idea. Let's double check, just make sure it's working okay. Yep, again, looks good. Looks good quality. Yep, looks nice. Yep, looks good. Looks good. Yep, and I think it's really done. The only criticism I really give from an on-page perspective is it's a bit slow. Your speed-wise, your mobile is a bit flawed. Your desktop's great, but your mobile viewpoint is a bit sloppy. I'm just going to double check your backlinks a wee bit before I end this audit as a whole. Let's go with that. You can use this by free, and if you can't be hard to using your own account, you can do this quite easy if you want to. Some people don't realise this. I thought it would be a good thing to show as well. So go like that. Okay, so according to that, you got some good quality sites from that. Nice job. Yeah, it's all right. Yep. Your link building looks pretty good so far. Yep, pretty good. You seem to know what you're doing already, link building wise. Got some blog spots which are quite good. Yep, looks good. According to that, you got a decent DR domain rating. Looks good. Battle 24. Yep, reference domain 44 seems pretty good to me. Yep, that looks good. Your off page looks pretty good so far to me. Yeah, your off page looks pretty good so far. Your on page, the only issues I could criticize you on would be your speed. Speed mobile wise is flawed. Your desktop view is good. If I was going to audit you, just say for it's like 10, say score rise 10's the highest, 0's the lowest, I would probably grade you a 7 out of 10 at the moment. As a quick audit, please note I haven't looked in your search console, your analytics. There could be other problems, but if I was going to score you out of 10, I'd probably give you a 7. The reason why I'm only giving you a 7 is your speed is an issue. Your speed itself knocks you off 3, 4, depending how far you want to go, scoring system, all the rest of it. But 7 out of 10, I'd say, is a fair score for your site, to me anyway. And the design of your site looks nice as well. For example, here, that's got a good image, good graphic. It's nice you've changed the cover from black to white. It's nice as well. You can see that looks grey to me. So you got here. I can see white. I can see black. I can see grey. I can see obviously dark blue, turquoise, black, red and white and black. It's quite nice as well. You got underneath it. That's again looks quite nice, quite high quality. Your guiding like that, it's good. You have a menu and a sub menu, that looks good as well. So your design itself looks good. The image you're getting from Amazon are obviously good. Looks nice. Just check, see. Yep, that's good. You got an image of yourself. That's nice. Good stuff. Contact terms, nice. Yeah, looks pretty good as a whole. How about sites with horrible speed scores still dominating the searching? That's a good question. Well, you kind of have some things. With regards to Google itself doesn't generally care as much about non-linguist sites. For example, let's just say my site is in Hindi. I've got a website which is in the Hindi language. Google will often let me off with things they won't let people in the Western country off with. For example, I could have a Hindi site which say loads within, for argument's sake, 4 seconds. So my Hindi site loads within 4 seconds. Google might allow me to be in rank for, I don't know, just say 50 keywords. So my ranks are 50,000 keywords. I decide now I want to do sites in English. So I do the same thing. Then Google slaps me with a ranking loss. Then my 50,000 keywords, because I'm now trying to target Western people, now goes down to say 10,000 or 20,000. It doesn't really matter, but you will find that being the case sometimes. Speed counts a lot in some niches, and other niches it doesn't. For example, let's just say we're in a niche with any competition. Let's just say there's only 100 sites in the world which cover our niche. For example, let's just say make it something a bit weird or unique. So let's just say we do magic tricks. We do magic tricks about, say, pulling a rabbit out of a hat. So at the moment, there is only 100 people who exclusively deal with this magic trick. So that means, because there's only 100 people doing this, all 100 people on our site have a site which loads within, say, 6 seconds. So that means we can have a site which loads within 3 to 4 or 3 to 5, it doesn't matter. But if we're in a niche where people need to load faster, such as Amazon themselves have proved before, if your site even get down to speed by half a second, that actually, I think it made them 1 million I think it's $1 million per month by just decreasing that by 1 second or or half a second, something like that. You can find out if you want to somewhere else, but so speed itself is important, but in some niches it's not. It kind of always depends. A good example as well to share it is something like 4chan. Why exactly is 4chan a good site to share? Well, 4chan itself has got a very bad setup regarding to on-page. 4chan site in regards to on-page sort of stuff, it looks horrendous. It also looks like a site from, I would say it's a site from like the 1990s or potentially older. It's got a very dated style, but people like 4chan for whatever reason, I don't know, but people like 4chan either way. The style itself looks pretty dated. SEO wise is I'd say like a 2 out of 10 at best. But either way, people like it. If people like your site, people will keep using it if your site's slow, fast, or whatever. Best example of speed would be. Let's have a look. Sorry, it's a bit slow for some reason. Okay, would be wordconnects.com. Oh, okay. Yes, it's quick, you're right. That's nice. Just curious what style it is. Yeah, that's why it's not in WordPress. That's why. Yeah, I thought so. I think it's just pure hypertext markup language. So I'll just double check, see if I can inspect it. Yeah, that's why it's not actually in WordPress. Is why it seems to load quickly. That's exactly. I'll just double check to make sure you're not hiding the code. You can hide the code sometimes. I'll just do WordPress and see if that goes in or not. Nah, so it's not WordPress. That's why. You're definitely right. If you don't use WordPress, it can be. This one is still mine. It's WordPress. Okay. Just double check to make sure it's as fast as it seems to be. I'll just put into Google again. Page speed. Just download some page speed. Page sleep. That's funny. Thomas. Okay, page speed. Okay, let's go with that. Did you say saying this site here is yours? That's your site. A tip for you as well, it's a good idea when possible if you actually read these things by Google. Google itself can teach you a lot of different things. Double check. Nice job. You've done a good job on your speed. Your speed's very nice. Good work. That's really good. Can't fault your speed. Your speed on page is very, very good. Your speed is so good, you could actually argue your site's as good as a hypertext markup language, a Python site. Sorry, I always say Python, or I always say it wrong. But very good. You got some serious skills on page regarding speed. That is something you could sell as a service to people if you want to. Because with your speed itself, Pets Narcy, you could do well on that. If you want to do it as like a job, say, argument's sake, £200 to improve someone's on page, because this site itself looks great. Really, really good. Nice job. Your speed itself is really something to be proud of. As a whole, anyway, let's just do it. Double checks. I can't understand why I'm not seeing your page. Maybe hidden it, but It seems like, yeah, you seem to have a lot of your content missing, which is normally here. I guess you've actually coded it or something like that, or maybe you got a custom theme. But yeah, for WordPress, that's really good. Nice job. That's a really good on page wise, speed wise. That's fantastic. Really, really good. And actually goes as far as saying your sites. It's probably, I see. Yeah, security could be why. Yeah, that could be it, exactly. But for WordPress, that's very good. Very, very good. One of the best sites I've actually seen for speed. I mean, I would actually score you 10 out of 10 for your speed. Nice job. As a whole, that's a really good site. Yeah, looks good, good, good. Yeah, looks good. Put something in here if you can, just whatever deal you want to promote. Just so it looks a bit more professional. Continue reading. Yeah, looks good, good, good. Yeah, you definitely write all the things you're saying here. That's definitely correct. Yeah, you definitely understand speed well. I can't fault you there. Yep, you're definitely right about that. Google Fonts often bad. Yep. Yeah, really good. Yeah, it's a really good site. Really nice job. Yeah, good stuff. As long as you're making money from the site, keep doing what you're doing. I mean, that's really good. To be fair. Yeah, that's good. Good. Yep. If I was you, I would put somewhere a bit more information about yourself. Put an about us page covering more information about you. Oh no, wait, sorry. I think you got one at the bottom. Yeah. Yeah, I put more information here. This thing's a bit short. Put 50 to like 100 words here at least. I would go 50 to say 100 or 200. Well, to go 200 actually, 200 words. Or about page. I would also put as well contact us page. You really need something like a contact us or contact me. Contact us. Something like that would be a good idea to have. Point down. Yeah, that's a good. Yeah, if you're doing it, I mean, you already know your stuff. Yeah, looks pretty good. Yeah, your parish ball looks pretty good. Try and put as well, if possible, a GDPR PR for European laws sort of stuff. Put a GDPR, General Data Protection Regulation. I think it's a full term. I always get mixed up. Or the cookie law, if you like. I know you're not. I don't think you're in Europe or UK. You still have to follow these laws. It's a bit one of those things, I guess you call it. Sure. You still have to follow these laws, I'm afraid. I see. You can easily do it yourself. You can install a plugin if you want, for example. GDPR plugin. Okay, what's the quickest one? You could install something like this one called GDPR Cookie Compliance CCP already by Mauve Agency. That should be good enough for you. If you don't feel comfortable about typing it yourself, or you could potentially hire a law practice or a lawyer. I would guess there must be someone in your country who's got some knowledge of how to do it, or you can just find someone online, such as UBM or Lumen, I think they're called. That's another one you could use. Just go and see if there are things. Just type in Google, say lawyers. could hire them, law bite, pretties. They're quite good practices as well. You could hire them. You could ask them for advice. You could ask Harper, Gammons, and any of these really law practices you could hire to help you. You could hire someone to say page, say 8 if you want. You could hire one of these people. Law plaques. So it's law banks, isn't it? Yeah. You could hire someone like that quite easy. Remember, yes, you're right. But one plugin's not going to make it too slow. Or you just type the policy yourself. I mean, I've done it myself. I've had no issues. Yes, you can. You can definitely add it by code. Yeah, you could add by code by good idea. That's a good idea as well on your part. You seem to know speed very well. Nice job. I haven't actually met someone that good at speed in a long time. Good. I'll keep this on probably until it goes to 2 hour mark, and then I'll stop answering questions for do an hour on at some point, either I don't know, tomorrow, next week, or something like that. Let's see if anyone else wants me on Facebook to answer questions. I'll maybe do that here. This is covered. Things like. Okay, sure. Well, I think if everyone's happy, I can probably just end it now. Then sounds good. Okay, just end it here then.